Persephone, the daughter of Demeter, the goddess of harvest and agriculture and king of gods Zeus, was a radiant and enchanting goddess. She spent her days tending to flowers and nurturing the earth's bounty. Her beauty and grace were renowned among both the gods and mortals. Among those who noticed her was Hades, the brooding and powerful god of the underworld. Hades consulted his brother Zeus and asked if he could marry his daughter Persephone. Zeus knew Demeter would not allow the marriage, and he devised a plan for Hades to abduct her with the aid of their grandmother Gaia. One fateful day, as Persephone was wandering through a lush meadow, her attention was drawn to an unusually vibrant flower called Narcissus planted by Gaia. As she reached down to pick it, the ground beneath her feet trembled, and a great chasm opened up before her. Out of the depths emerged Hades, the king of the underworld and brother of Zeus. Hades was riding in a chariot drawn by black steeds. His dark presence and fearsome appearance startled Persephone, and she recoiled in surprise. Before Persephone could react, Hades reached out with an iron grip and seized her wrist. His touch was cold and unyielding, sending a shiver down her spine. He spoke to her with a voice that seemed to resonate from the very depths of the earth, revealing his desire for her to rule by his side as the queen of the underworld. Persephone's initial shock gave way to fear and desperation as she realized the gravity of the situation. Despite her protests and struggles, Hades was unrelenting. He swept Persephone off her feet and into his chariot. The ground closed behind them, and they descended into the shadowy realm of the underworld. Persephone's cries echoed through the darkness, but they fell on deaf ears as Hades steered his chariot deeper into the realm he ruled. Upon arriving in the underworld, Persephone found herself in a realm of eternal night. The air was heavy with the weight of sorrow, and a sense of foreboding surrounded her. Hades revealed to her the grandeur of his domain, showing her the vast underground rivers, the silent fields of the dead, and the throne from which he ruled over the souls of departed mortals. Persephone's grief and longing for her mother were overwhelming. She wept for her lost life above, for the vibrant fields she had tended, and for the warmth of the sun on her skin. Hades, though stern and unyielding, showed a glimmer of sympathy for her suffering. He offered her jewels, riches, and power, attempting to sway her to accept her new role as queen of the underworld. Back on the surface world, Demeter sensed the sudden disappearance of her daughter. A mother's intuition and the deep bond they shared led her to search frantically for Persephone. She questioned the nymphs and creatures of the land, seeking any clue that might lead her to her daughter's whereabouts. But her search yielded no answers, and her heart ached with despair. As the days turned into weeks and then months, Demeter's grief became all-encompassing. The once lush fields withered, crops failed, and the world fell into a perpetual winter. Mortals and animals suffered as the land became a barren wasteland. The gods, witnessing the devastation, pleaded with Demeter to relent and restore the earth's vitality, but her grief had consumed her. Zeus recognized the dire consequences of Demeter's grief and the impact it was having on the mortal realm. In Greek mythology, Zeus held authority over the gods and had the power to mediate disputes among them. He realized that a solution was necessary to appease both Demeter and Hades and to restore balance to the world. In response, Zeus decided to send his messenger god Hermes to the underworld to negotiate with Hades and bring about Persephone's release. Hermes, known for his swiftness and diplomatic skills, was the ideal choice for this task. As the messenger of the gods, Hermes had the ability to travel swiftly between the realms and deliver divine messages. Hermes was known for his speed and diplomacy, making him the ideal messenger for delicate negotiations. Hermes descended with purpose, his wings carrying him through realms both light and shadow. His mission was clear: to deliver Zeus's decree that Persephone, the stolen daughter of Demeter, must be allowed to return to the surface world and reunite with her grieving mother. With each step, Hermes carried the weight of Demeter's sorrow, understanding that her mourning had cast a chill upon the land, causing suffering among mortals. Upon reaching the realm of shadows, Hermes stood before the stern and resolute figure of Hades. With a voice that echoed from ages past, Hermes conveyed Zeus's command. He spoke of the depths of Demeter's sorrow and the plight of the world, where crops withered and the warmth of life seemed distant. Hades, though hesitant to release Persephone from his grasp, grasped the gravity of the situation. He was aware that Demeter's grief was no ordinary sorrow. In certain versions of the tale, Hades' heart softened, recognizing the pain he had caused. He acknowledged Zeus's demand, though he held a desire for Persephone to return to the underworld. In his thoughts, a compromise emerged, a way to bridge the divide between the realms of life and death. And so, a pact was formed within the shadowed halls of the underworld. Hades and Persephone, with Hermes as witness, found a middle ground. Persephone was granted the chance to ascend to the surface world, to embrace the sunlight once again and be united with her mother. However, the touch of the underworld had left its mark. Persephone had consumed a few pomegranate seeds during her time below, an act that bound her to the realm of the dead. These seeds, the symbols of a binding contract, ensured that Persephone would spend a portion of each year in the underworld, honouring her connection to Hades. The number of seeds, like the turning of the seasons, became a measure of time. When Persephone returned to the embrace of her mother, the earth blossomed under their care, ushering in the seasons of spring and summer. But as she descended to the realm below, Demeter's sorrow returned, and the world entered the cycle of autumn and winter once more. This seasonal arrangement between Demeter, Persephone, and Hades came to explain the recurring pattern of nature's growth, decay, and rebirth that is observed throughout the year. The myth teaches us about the cyclical of life and death. Just as the world experiences seasons of growth and dormancy, our own lives go through periods of change and transformation. This serves as a reminder to accept and embrace the inevitability of change, and to find the beauty and growth that can emerge from challenging experiences, and suggests a strong connection between the emotions of the gods and the state of the natural world. Demeter's grief directly affects the land, causing it to wither and become barren. This serves as a metaphor for the idea that human emotions can impact the environment and our surroundings. It encourages us to be mindful of our emotional states and their potential effects on others and the world around us. The myth's cycle of seasons reflects the idea of renewal and resilience. Even during the darkest times, represented by winter, there is always the potential for new growth and transformation, represented by spring. This reminds us that even in the face of adversity, there is a natural cycle of rejuvenation that can offer hope and a fresh start. Overall, the myth of Persephone and Hades offers insights into the human experience, the interconnectedness of emotions and the natural world, and the cyclical nature of life. Different interpretations may emphasize different morals, but the story's enduring appeal lies in its ability to provoke thought and reflection on these timeless themes. Please support my channel and like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching.